Hello, my name is Damir Lisak and I am the founder of Gipsoft. In this video, I explain to you for whom we developed our iPlus-framework, what requirements we wanted to meet, and how we finally solved it. We primarily address developers and integrators who want to create updatable individual software solutions for their customers. At the same time, however, we also want to offer the end customer the same possibilities and freedom as his supplier, so that he can participate in his own solution throughout the entire software lifecycle. In this way, we give the end customer back a certain independence, which has been lost more and more in recent years because the software architectures have developed in favor of the vendors. iPlus-framework therefore offers an alternative solution. But first, we would like to clarify which hurdles and requirements need to be solved. My virtual assistant iPlus will explain now what requirements we wanted to meet.
Standard software is much easier to update than individual software. There are both software and organizational reasons for this. In the past, this also reinforced the trend towards SaaS solutions, which lowered the degree of individualization even further. Another obstacle is the limited collaboration opportunity of people who come from different disciplines to work together on an overall solution according to an agile and incremental process model. It is difficult to create the technical framework in such a way that different roles such as programmers, designers, engineers, and users can work simultaneously and independently of each other in a decentralized manner. This in turn leads to the requirement to have a uniform development and engineering tool with which you have the maximum development freedom to be able to program any problem. At the same time, however, the programming paradigm should remain largely consistent in order to minimize maintenance and increase compatibility requirements. And last but not least, as much as possible must be done at the declarative level so that a monolithic system does not emerge. Architectures of monolithic systems also make it difficult that hardly any software changes and extensions can be carried out during runtime or productive operation, which is often the case with business-critical applications in industry that work in 24/7 operation. System diagnostics and troubleshooting during runtime are also important and critical requirements for the software architecture. To prevent such situations from occurring in the first place, it should ideally be possible to map and simulate all processes controlled by the software on another system in advance and, after successful testing, transport them to the production system.
Taking all of the above requirements into account leads directly to a structurally scalable overall system. Let us now look at how this is solved with the iPlus-framework.
The key to reconciling the conflicting goals of updatability, collaboration, development and intervention during runtime, and agility throughout the entire lifecycle, is to build a platform that is both a development and runtime environment at the same time and focuses on declarative and aspect-oriented programming. The iPlus framework is therefore a hybrid solution consisting of classical programming and development tools of a compilative nature. A low-code platform that can use the compiled software components and extend them at the declarative level. A runtime system that manages the lifetime of the assembled solution. Let's now go into the individual points of this hybrid solution in concrete terms. Classic programming takes place in a development environment of your choice, in the programming languages C# or .NET. However, in order for your programming to be used by the low-code platform, you must integrate your code or existing code so that it is embedded in and based on the class library provided by the iPlus framework. The class library is a kind of framework that causes you to adhere to the programming paradigm in such a way that your software can be used as composable and orchestrable software components for the low-code environment. Furthermore, the framework frees you from the tedious network programming with which you provide your functionalities as network services in a distributed manner. This makes iPlus framework suitable not only for transaction-based solutions, but above all for real-time and time-critical solutions in industrial environments. Another special feature of the framework is that the presentation layer is not in compilative form, but only declaratively stored in the project database, which is the core of the low-code platform. The low-code platform itself is only an engineering environment, which in turn emerged from the class library of the iPlus-framework. This is because when the application is started, the runtime is activated, which in turn reads the solution previously orchestrated in the database and recursively starts the loosely coupled software components. Once the application is launched, users without any programming knowledge can work with the engineering environment and create their solution using the built-in project configurator, UI designer, workflow designer, and code editor. The entire solution is therefore stored declaratively in the SQL database and can be shared with other people in whole or in part by exporting it as a zip compressed package. A system recovery or system copy is performed via database backup and restore. Only with this solution approach can a continuous update capability of both a highly individual and a standard software solution be achieved, taking into account agile software development and an agile software lifecycle. This is where we come to the most important feature of our solution. Open source not only for computer scientists, but all those who work with iPlus-framework and want to make their contribution available to others. Since iPlus is GPL v3 licensed, it obliges the author to disclose his work if he wants to make it available to other people in the iPlus community or if he hands over his work to his customer. For publication to the general public, we recommend GitHub. The users, in turn, download and place these packages in the installation directory, and when the application is restarted, these packages are imported into the database and are available in the engineering environment. In this way, the solutions from different industries can be shared and combined to form an overall solution on the target system.
What are the advantages of this? Simple on-premise installation without complicated containerization in the cloud. Everything is yours: data, program code, and the overall solution. Improvement of productivity, flexibility, reusability, extensibility, updatability, security, stability, usability, maintainability, collaboration, agility, and autonomy. Dear developers, integrators, and end customers, if these arguments are as important to you as they are to us, and the independence that has been lost in the past due to proprietary software and the shift to the cloud, then I appeal to you to participate in this alternative model. No matter where you are involved, whether by working on the core of the iPlus-framework or on your own components that you want to offer, or your vertical industry solution, or just on the documentation, any help is welcome and strengthens the community towards those who have an interest in keeping the dependencies in place. It's not our mission, it's yours.